Hey guys, welcome in. This is going to be a sign or a reading for the sign of Scorpio. Let's see what wants to come out today. Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so maybe there's some kind of delay going on. King of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's been holding back, maybe holding back finances. Maybe if you've been waiting for a promotion. Ten of Swords. Maybe you've been waiting for a promotion and you feel like it's just never going to get there. It's never going to come in. Seven of Cups in reverse. So maybe you're letting go of some illusions here. Page of Cups in reverse. Maybe you're ready to go a new direction. Ooh. Maybe there's some chaos because your cards are all over the place. So the Emperor came out in reverse. So you feel like somebody's been holding back from you. You know, maybe you've been dealing with a boss who's just controlling. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. This is definitely a work situation. There's the Wheel. Maybe you're feeling like it's time to move on from this work situation. My gosh. Nine of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, wanting something new. The Lovers in reverse and Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so this choice is going to affect your stability. You don't want to make the wrong choice. You don't want it to affect your stability negatively. Okay. Five of Wands in reverse, but you want to move away from conflict. You know, maybe you have a boss that has a lot of conflict with that Emperor being in reverse. There's the Sun. You want happiness. You want to move away from conflict towards happiness. And the Magician came out sideways. So you're not sure yet what you want. You're not sure yet what you want to manifest. You're not sure yet what that Page of Cups means. There's the Fool. The Fool came out sideways. So you're not sure what your next leap is going to be. The World's reversed. So maybe you're not quite done yet with this situation that you're currently at. There's the King of Cups in reverse, but you're detaching, you know, you're detaching from this situation. Four of Cups in reverse, so you can go somewhere new. Eight of Pentacles came out in reverse, so you aren't putting in as much as you were before, maybe. Wow. Ace of Wands sideways with the Seven of Swords sideways. So you're not yet sure what it is that what direction you want to go with. The High Priestess and the Devil came out. So maybe there's some codependency here that you're not aware of yet. You know, maybe you are holding on to this, you know, for stability reasons right now, that you're just afraid of that Nine of Pentacles in reverse not being stable. Knight of Cups came out sideways, so maybe you're not sure what it is that you love to do. Maybe you've been at this job a long time and you're just not sure what you love to do. So you're taking some time to figure that out before you move forward. Two of Wands came out sideways too, so there's no future planning yet. It's in the works. Once you know what it is that you want to do, things will move forward. Two of Cups is sideways. Yeah. Once you know what it is that you love, you'll move forward. That King of Swords. Yeah. Once that King of Swords turns upright, that leadership will be there to move things forward. Ten of Cups is in reverse. So maybe you thought this job was going to be something that made you happy. Having a bad boss can really change your entire job. Page of Swords in reverse. So you just don't have the truth. You don't have the clarity yet that you need in order to move this forward. Temperance is in reverse, so things are out of balance. Ace of Swords is in reverse. There's no truth. There's no clarity yet. Okay, what's next? What's the outcome? Five of Cups in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so maybe you're walking away from what doesn't work anymore. Three of Swords, walking away from the heartbreak. This is the extra card in the deck. It's the Happy Narwhal. And there's the Seven of Wands. So maybe you've had to defend yourself in this situation for a long time, and you're walking away from that. Maybe you're tired of having to do that. Maybe you had hope, too, that this situation would get better with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Maybe you hoped that it would turn around, and it hasn't. That was also the outcome. Those cards came out when I asked what the outcome was. So the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups is your outcome. So having coworkers, maybe having a job situation that you love, that makes you happy, is what you're wanting, is the outcome. Once you figure out what that is, it can move forward. Five of Swords. There's conflict right now. Competition, maybe even. Eight of Swords in reverse, you know, getting out of your head, getting out of that overthinking. Strength in reverse, you know, maybe this is taking a lot of your strength. Maybe this has made you insecure. There's that Four of Wands. Stability, wanting stability. Maybe overthinking stability. Page of Wands. Yeah, wanting a new start somewhere. Somewhere that you're passionate about with that Page of Wands. The Queen of Cups. So it looks like you're open to receive the Two of Swords, but you have a decision to make. The only card up was the Queen of Swords. So maybe this is telling you to be open to receive while making this decision, but also use logic. You know, you can make a decision from the heart, but also be logical about it, because the Queen of Wands didn't come out here. So, you know, even though you want the Page of Wands, you want something that you're passionate about, and you want, you know, you want to lead with your heart. Also make this decision with logic and discernment. Okay, a whole bunch fell on the floor. So what else do we need to know? Yeah, Six of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse. So maybe because you want to use the discernment so that you don't get into the same situation where there's not an equal give and take, right? You don't want to have to move on from a new situation. Or be stuck. Okay. The Chariot came out in reverse, so it's not moving forward right now. And that's okay. Because justice is coming. That balance is coming. There's the Hermit, but you might have to take some time and isolate yourself and really take that introspection and see what it is that's going to make you happiest in this situation. Yeah, Five of Pentacles is sideways. So right now you might be feeling off balance. Maybe like, you know, you don't want to be in a lack. You don't want to be without some kind of stability. The Hierophant sideways. Maybe you're considering doing something non-traditional. You know, maybe you're considering starting a business or doing something like a remote job, doing something that's different than the norm. And then Judgment and Death came out together. So those two cards coming out together is huge. This is a wake-up call. These are both transformation wake-up call cards, and they came out together. So this looks like something major that's transforming in your life. This is ending of a cycle. Something's ending, and having a wake-up call about that is going to propel you into this transformation for this next chapter. So what you start, it might be something big. It might be a business that becomes really successful. You know, it might be something online. It might be a remote job that you can come home and work from home with your kids. You know, I mean, it might be something that really transforms your life. And the Star came out next. Yeah. This is something that's really going to transform your life. These three cards came out one after another. Death, Judgment, and the Star. These are like major cards. This is your wish. This is a wake-up call, and this is transformation. This is big. This is a big deal. This is definitely something that's going to change your life. The Six of Swords in reverse. So definitely wanting to move away from conflict. Not wanting to stay in conflict anymore. There's the Page of Pentacles. So you might have to learn something new. Maybe you have to go back to school. Maybe if you want to start your own business, maybe you need to take some business classes. You know, maybe there's something that you need to learn first. The Queen of Wands came out in reverse. So this might make you insecure. You know, maybe if you're a little bit older and you have to go back to school, that may make you really insecure because it's been a long time since you've been in college. You know, if you have to take some kind of certification, you know, you might be in there with people who are a lot younger than you, and that might make you feel insecure with that Queen of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Cups came out, you know, so this can talk about walking away, but it can also talk about personal growth. Two of Pentacles, you know, maybe you're walking away from juggling multiple priorities. Like I said, if you are wanting to work from home and you're tired of, you know, a 9-to-5 job, you want to come home with your kids, this is maybe what you're trying to make happen, you know, not juggling priorities anymore. With the Six of Cups, maybe this is something you wanted to do when you were younger. Or it's just something that you feel safe, you know, maybe it just feels familiar, wanting to be at home with your kids, something like that. The Six of Wands came out, so there's definitely some recognition and success coming in. The Four of Swords, pause, take a break. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So you might be a little impatient about this. You know, maybe you want to get this started. Maybe you have an idea. The Hangman in reverse, or excuse me, the Hangman's upright. So maybe you need to surrender this with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Pentacles. Maybe you need to surrender the idea of holding on too tightly to finances, you know, especially if you wanted to start your own business or a side hustle and you're nervous about not having enough money. The Queen of Pentacles is in reverse in this spread, and so is the King of Pentacles. So there's definitely a fear around not having enough money here. With the Four of Pentacles, that's holding on. So it's holding on tightly to money. And the Hangman's here to say to surrender that or to have a new perspective around that. You know, maybe you think you don't have enough money to start a new business or something. You know, maybe there's grants that you can apply for or something like that. You know, looking at this from a new perspective surrounding money. And there's the Moon. Yep. So there's some kind of illusion. There's some kind of illusion around not having enough money, holding on too tightly to money, something about money. And there's the Tower reversed. So this realization, when it comes in, it might be shocking, you know, it might definitely make you realize that things are easier than what you thought they would be. And that might be shocking for you. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Knight of Wands. So no more delays. This is, both of these cards are talking about moving forward and no more delays. So whenever this realization comes in, this is going to help you move forward. Whatever this is around money. Maybe it's applying for a new grant, a scholarship. Maybe you didn't think you would get this grant or this scholarship, and that tower might shock you. So the cards that we have left is the Nine of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Empress. So you know, this having this move forward might release your stress and your anxiety and put you into feeling more like an empress, more abundant, excuse me, feeling more abundant, more creative, more nurturing towards yourself, moving on from this job and empowering yourself with this new idea that you have. So I'm going to leave this reading here. If this resonated for you, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.